Do you know that you cannot talk about the history and success of Benz, in fact, cars in general, without mentioning the role played by a loving and supportive wife? You know, Carl Benz is regarded as the father of the motor car, but before he attained success, nobody believed in his dream. At that time, people moved around with donkeys, horses, and carriages, but he kept on dreaming about a horseless carriage. So when others were going around with activities that define status quo, he was busy in his workshop, working late, testing, constructing, designing, and redesigning his invention again and again. And right beside him constantly was his wife, Tata Benz. By the way, she was from a rich family while Benz himself was from a humble background. This woman believed in his dream even when everybody else did not. She supported him in practical ways like keeping him company, talking to him while he worked, assisting him with tools, passing spanner, screwdriver, and stuff like that, as in standing with him through failures and encouraging him even when success seems uncertain. At some point, she even assisted him financially. Finally, when he successfully invented the car and drove it out, people had mixed reactions. Some thought it was strange, some were thrilled, others were afraid. I don't blame them because the car has too many flaws. It could not travel long distance easily. There was no proper road for vehicles, and most of all, it made loud noises, and because of that, many feared it might explode in the street and injure people. And as fact may have it, it was only the wealthy that was able to afford it, and the few who bought it did so for show. But one day, Mrs. Benz did something that changed everything. One early morning, without informing her husband, she took a bold decision. She woke up very early, put her children inside the car, and drove off on a long journey. She did not tell her husband because she knew he will never permit her because of the risks involved. There were no fuel stations, the car could break down at any moment, and the journey itself was dangerous. Yet with courage, determination, and the knowledge she gathered just by keeping her husband company, she handled every challenges on the road. She stopped at different pharmacies just to get fuel. The car had some mechanical breakdown along the way, but she was able to fix it. And after a long risky journey, she finally completed her trip. When the news spread that a woman had driven such a long distance in her husband's invention, it made headlines. Suddenly, people began to see the car differently. They even started desiring to own it. What they once doubted, they now desired. And by that very fact, others began to increase. Public confidence grew, and eventually his invention gained credibility and visibility. All because a woman believed in her husband's dream even more than he himself believed in his dream. The truth is simple and powerful. Having someone who not only love but genuinely support and believe in you can go a long way in making that dream come true. Thus, while a dreamer can create the vision, a supportive believer can help carry that vision into reality.